Hey guys, I want to share a story with you and then pose a question for you. Last weekend we took a group of teens down to Russellville for an event we try to go to every year called Christ Teens. And at one point during the weekend, Drake and I were standing outside waiting on Brenda. And I had my skull cap on. I hadn't shaved in a few days. And Drake looked at me and he said, "Dad," he said, "you don't even look like a preacher." So I thought a second and I said, "Son, that may be the best compliment I've ever had. Because the fact is I don't want to look like a preacher. I want to act like my Savior. I want to live my life in the image of Jesus to the best of my ability." But that raises a good question. And so that night we were in our group with the teens and the adults. And so I told them what had happened that day. And I asked them, I said, what does a preacher look like? And so they thought a minute, and somebody finally said, "Well, I guess it's this image that the world has created for us." And I thought, that's it. That's it. That's a good answer. It is the image the world has created for us. The problem with that is the world had also created an image of what the Savior should look like or what a preacher should look like when Jesus came and he walked on this earth. And like I say, this is not a new problem. God said long ago through in 1 Samuel 16:7, he said, "Man looks at outward appearances, but he said God looks at the heart." And so this is a problem we've always had. This is a problem we strive not to have here at Success. And so we may look a little different than other people. We certainly try to reach out to those people who look different. And that's why Success is a place where no matter what has happened in your life, you can come and be loved here because we minister to people like Jesus did. Those people that weren't accepted other places, that weren't accepted by the religious crowd, by the religious leaders of that day. And so those were Jesus' people. Those are our people as well. And so that's what we try to do. So I'd like to invite you to Success at any time. March is going to be a great month for us. We've got we're calling it the month of marriage. Marriage and divorce is such a plague that we have. It plagues my generation and the generation before me. And so I shudder to think what is to come for my children's generation. And so the church's stance on marriage and divorce or divorce has always been, well, just don't do it. Well, that's a good answer. That's a scriptural answer. But the fact is, it does still happen. And then what do we do? What do we do then? How do we minister to those people who have suffered through a divorce? And divorce is just like a death if you've had that happen in your life or in your family. And we all have. We've all experienced that to some degree. So the question is, what do you do then? And so that's what we're all about. What do we do? How do we pick up the pieces? How do we go forward? Because that was a good thing about Jesus. He was all about looking forward, living for me, go forward from this point on. And so that's what we want to do here. We're not going to beat you down about the past. So the whole month of March, we're going to look at marriage differently. We're going to look at it as not the same old stuff you've heard over and over as far as don't divorce. That's obviously the perfect will of God that we all strive for, and that's what we want. We want a lasting marriage. And so we're going to look at active ways. We're going to look at positive steps to build a lasting marriage, things to do. And I don't think I've ever heard it approached like this before, and so this is going to be new. But we're going to look at actually specific things to do with your spouse to guard your marriage. Tomorrow at 11, we're going to kick it off with something I call tag. If you come tomorrow, you'll find out what all that means. And then the next week, we're going to look at steps to guard our marriage, real things that we all can do every day to guard it. And the whole month, we're just going to look at things differently when it comes to marriage and how to make it last, how to make it good. So I've recorded a lot of videos, or I've had a lot of videos recorded of me. I'm going to be honest with you. Me just talking into the camera, this has been the most difficult thing I've ever tried to do. I bet this is like 10 takes I've tried on this, guys. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm comfortable in front of a crowd, but now this is talking just to the camera is new to me. So I apologize for the ramblings, and if this goes over well, I'll try some more of this. But I just want to sincerely like to invite you out to Success. It's a place where we try to follow Christ, and when you do that, you don't always look like other people. And I just want to encourage you to come out and share with us as we all try to walk in the light. Hope to see you.